Welcome everyone, Dylan Gemelli here today with a brand new video for you. And today's video, funny how I even came up with this one to do. So today's video is, and you saw in the title, is Primobolan versus Masteron. But I say it's funny, this sounds like a video I would have definitely done. Somebody wrote me a few days ago and said, hey, Gemelli, what's the difference between Primobolan and Masteron? So I immediately went to YouTube to go link a video that I've done on Primo versus Masteron. Well, fuck me, there's nothing there. There's no video there. And I swear, I think I talked about them in different videos that were like, just shorter comparisons, like when we're separating or differentiating between muscle hardening or best steroids for fat loss or whatever, some of those videos I've done. So forgive me because I can't believe I would not have done this video, but we're going to do it today. So, but before we get into that, just a big shout out and thank you to everybody out there watching and supporting. I cannot thank you enough. Please, if you haven't yet, like, share, subscribe. Look, you can see how we're growing. We are on a sweet path. I want to get us up in that 100,000 range and then shoot for that million. I know it's a lofty goal, but we can get there. There's no reason that we can't. But let's look at that 6 figures first. We're well on our way, and I really, really, really have a goal set in on that. As my realistic shorter-term goal. That million goal is obviously a longer-term goal. And it may be wishful thinking, but whatever. I don't care. It's the goal. Also, today's video is sponsored by Let'sGetChecked.com. Now, Let's Get Checked specializes in at-home blood testing. Amazing. They are the best. All you have to do, go to the website, pick out whatever test you want. They've got everything for men and women, full hormonal, wellness, sexual health, COVID, whatever. It's all there. Pick out what you want, order it. They're going to ship you the kits. Soon as you get them, if you want to get the results back, get the sample, send it right back if you're in a hurry to get your results. Then they're going to give you your results online. You're going to be able to view them. If you got questions or concerns, they've got medical staff there all the time, 24/7, doctors and nurses that are going to help you. So beyond that, use coupon code Gemelli30 to save 25% off your order. So check them out, letsgetchecked.com. All right. Primobolan versus Masteron. A lot of similarities here, yet, good differences that may be a little bit more subtle to some, but they kind of stand out to people like me that are kind of just, since everything about me that you would know is that I love cutting compounds and steroids that are geared towards that, and these fall into that category. So, similarities, both DHTs. DHT derivatives. So they have some similar traits and characteristics. Few of those. One is they could both possibly help to lower your estrogen levels. Keep in mind they are no substitute for aromatase inhibitor. However, it may allow you to use less of one or, look at maybe a different option when I say that if you've always used aromasin, maybe now you could use Arimidex. Because aromasin tends to be what the people with more estrogen prone, kind of attributes go with as opposed to Arimidex. So it might allow you to do something like that. But they both share that similar trait where they're both good at that. They can both have the ability to lower your SHBG, so your sex hormone binding globulin. By doing that, that's going to free up bound testosterone. Well, when you free up bound testosterone, obviously there's going to be a lot of benefit there. More possible muscle growth, more possible, lean muscle gain. There's the road to recovery afterwards will be easier for you. There's a lot there by doing that, and that's a very, very nice, attribute to carry. Now, they both can have a negative effect on your hair. So if you're prone to male pattern baldness, be aware that these may not be the best options for you. If you're not, you got a much better chance of it not having any sort of effect on you at all. I can't say that with certainty, but it's the people that are prone to it, you can pretty much understand and assume that it's going to be a problem for you if you use them. So keep that in mind. They're both really good for lean muscle gain, although Primobolan is going to be a lot better in that regard than Masteron is. The difference between the two there is, while they can both be very nice for muscle hardening, Masteron's specialty is muscle hardening. And so by that standard, the leaner you are, and I've done a video on this if you go back and watch my Masteron 15% body fat rule, on how Masteron will be much more effective for you in terms of its specialty if you're at a lower body fat. There's still other benefits there at a higher body fat, but you're not going to get the main benefit. Whereas with Primobolan, if you're in that 13 to 15 range, you're still going to get that very nice strength, that very nice lean muscle gain, that really clean feeling where chances of even aggression are a lot lower than with Masteron. One thing that I notice with a lot of people is the aggression does raise quite a bit. With Masteron, while you will gain strength, that you're not going to gain strength like you will with Primobolan, nor will you be adding the amount of size that you are going to add with Primobolan. And I'm not saying Primobolan's going to add a ton of size, because it's not. Masteron, you're looking, on a good cycle, 1 to 2 pounds, where with Primo, you're on a really good one, you'd be in that 7-8 pound range. Normally, I'd put it like 5 to 6, which is still, by the time, this is the misconception so many people have. If you run a full cycle, start to finish, run your post cycle, and then after it's all done, and you're looking like, 8 weeks after, and if you've kept, anything over 3-4 pounds, you've done something. The good thing about Primobolan is, while you might only gain a smaller amount on cycle, the chances of you having the ability to retain those all is so much greater than compounds with high side effects, high suppression, tons of water weight gain. The chances of keeping gains are far superior with something like Primobolan. With Masteron, the muscle hardening effect, that's going to go away. You're still going to have hard muscles and lean muscles, don't get me wrong, but that special look that you get with Masteron, that's why it's a pure aesthetic and why people use it just for competitions or whatever, because that does not stay. I don't care who you are. It does not. You have some more lasting effects with Primobolan, in my view. The thing, though, if you're looking for that pure aesthetic, it's going to be very difficult to beat Masteron. It really is. I mean, it is a pure aesthetic, and that thing will make you look like granite if you're in the right condition. It really will. Those are the big differences. The strength and the size differences, it's not like they're so massive against one another, but you got to pick and choose which one's better at it. And so you've got, because it's not like Primo's going to make you 1,000,000 times stronger than Masteron and get you 1,000,000 more pounds. Like I said, I kind of gave you the ranges, but there's definitely differences there. And they can be ran together. They actually stack quite well together. Some people say to never run them together. I would firmly and vehemently disagree with that. That one you're going to have a hard time convincing me otherwise on. I'm always open and stuff, but I've seen it and done it and been around it far too many times and I can vouch for it 1,000,000% that you stack these two with Test and throw in like an Anavar or Winstrol, and oh man, and they do extremely well together. Trust me, when I ran Primobolan enough, and I know, and I've ran it alone, and I've ran just Test and Mast, and I've just ran just Test and Primo, and I know the differences. Trust me, I assure you. And then I've run them all three together, and my preference is to run them all three. My real preference is Test, Primo, Anavar, but that's another story. But those are the main comparison and contrast with Primobolan and Masteron. You guys know me. I like Primobolan so much more than I do Masteron. But to each their own. So, that being said, stay tuned for plenty more to come. Dylan Gemelli, signing off.